And welcome to another edition of TriggerPoint Research Setups, where we're trying to find some of the opportunities that are out there that are setting up to possibly break out or break down. The main thing that we have to think about here is that we are looking for those and they're setting up, they're not ripe yet. What I wanted to go over today was Newmont mining. Now, when you look at this on a weekly basis, first of all, and we just look at the x-ray of where buying and selling appears, what we're finding here is that there is clearly, obviously in a downtrend, there's no question about that. But when you look at this, you're finding that basically from the area of, well, let's talk about this area on the bottom, where we're talking about anywhere from about 42 to about, well, let's call it about 32. There is significant amount of volatility there. But the main issue that we really want to focus on is this gapping area here, where there's very little volume and there was a gigantic amount of downflow. Now you see this often in a X-ray or a map, where there is big moves and there's gaps. And what you want to do is find those, because when a price starts to move through those, the opportunity for a very fast move is there. They also identify areas of resistance and support, and we can do that by giving a little bit more of an insight into this by saying, okay, well, where is the actual support on this from the aspect of, I guess we're saying where a trader would actually take a position. Now let's get over to a daily chart and take a look at that, because daily is really an interesting one as well. So now when we're looking at this, we're going to put some other things on here, and we see that the same price range is identified in here, and we're talking about there is a gap between about 35 and all the way up to about 38 that we can say is definitely identifiable. And of course you would see this even if you were looking at the chart from just looking at it with your eye, because you would have seen that, oh, hey, there's a big gap over here. But the issue really is, how much resistance is there? How much resistance are we really talking about here? And I think that when we look at this, you see that right at these top of these lines here that our algorithm has created, there is a significant amount of resistance. So our setup will be pretty much at 35, 20, 25 if it meets a few other criteria, and we could look for an upward move all the way to about, I would say, about 38.5. Now, the big issue here is that we're seeing this cluster, whereas there is an attempt to break through, but it's not happening yet, and that gives us downside, because when you look at this and you see that there is actually, if you look at the area from here all the way down from about 34 all the way down to about 32, there's going to be some volatility and choppiness, and there hasn't been a lot of opportunity to really get anything going after the stock gapped up back in about late May, let's call it. So keep an eye on this one, and obviously it's going to track the pricing of gold, and take a look at what's going to happen here. I think that you'll be very interested if, and we'll be interested also if it does pass over this 35.5 or 36 level. That's where it's going to start to come into play, and we may see a very, very quick rally into this. But it has to prove itself in order to do so. Check out all the things we have available on TriggerPoint Research. We have a free trial, 14-day free trial to our equity alerts, where you get text and email messages, and we give you support all along the way. Really great stuff. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.